On a frigid Sunday in Minnesota, two Nordic neighbors renewed one of international hockey's great rivalries. Sweden and Finland, nations separated by a sliver of water but bound by generations of puck battles, clashed for a place in the 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship final. Last year, the Finns stunned the Swedes in overtime in Ottawa, and Finland went on to take silver. Now, in the tournament's 50th anniversary, the stage was set for revenge. The 2026 World Junior Championship marked the 50th edition of the event and the first time since 2011 that the United States hosted. Games were split between St. Paul's Grand Casino Arena and Minneapolis's 3M Arena at Mariucci. Sweden had dominated Group A, finishing undefeated and even defeating the US 6-3 on New Year's Eve. Finland, drawn into a tough Group B with Canada and Czechia, lost twice in the preliminaries but still advanced. In the quarterfinals, Sweden beat Latvia 6-3, while Finland shocked the defending champion United States 4-3 in overtime. Sweden brought a deep, balanced roster to the tournament. Forward Anton Frondell, the Chicago Blackhawks 2025 third overall pick, centered a lethal top line with Victor Eklund and Linus Eriksson. Draft-eligible winger Ivar Stenberg, a consensus top 10 prospect, anchored the second unit and had put up an impressive 24 points in 25 games in the Swedish Hockey League. In goal, Love Härenstam, a 2025 St. Louis Blues draftee, had emerged as a steady presence. Sweden's power play was on fire, scoring at a tournament-leading rate. On the other side, Finland faced some challenges. The silver medalists from 2025 returned 11 players, but were missing their star center Konsta Helenius, who had AHL commitments. Still, Dallas Stars prospect Emil Hemming and captain Aron Kiviharju led a deep group. Petteri Rimpinen, named the tournament's best goaltender in 2025, was once again carrying the load. Finland's quarterfinal win over the US was a testament to their resilience. Arttu Velilä had scored in overtime to complete the stunning upset. The historical stakes were massive. Sweden hadn't won gold since 2012 and only owned 2 titles in their history. They'd fallen short in the 2024 final against the US and lost to this very Finnish team in the 2025 semifinal. Finland was seeking its first title since 2019 and had the psychological edge from last year's win. The puck had barely dropped when Sweden struck. Just 36 seconds in, on what looked like a harmless dump-in, Linus Eriksson lofted the puck from the neutral zone. Finnish goalie Petteri Rimpinen attempted to glove it, but it skipped off his glove and trickled into the net. Anton Frondell and Victor Eklund picked up the assists, continuing Sweden's strange habit of scoring on their very first shot of the game. The Finns, however, settled down and tied the game late in the period. At 16:26, captain Aron Kiviharju threaded a perfect pass to Atte Joki. Joki used Swedish defender William Håkansson as a screen and ripped a wrist shot through the defender E.S. legs and past Love Härenstam. It was Joki's first goal of the tournament, a huge confidence boost for a Finnish team that was outshot early but gained traction with their physical play. Sweden's early goal was a fluke, a freak bounce rather than sustained offensive pressure. Finland responded by simplifying their game, chipping pucks deep, cycling along the boards, and trusting their defense to keep Sweden's speedy forwards to the outside. Kiviharju, projected to be a top-pair defender in the NHL, logged heavy minutes and was the key to initiating their breakout. Sweden's speed looked dangerous, but Finland's relentless forecheck forced turnovers and got the partisan crowd on their side. Just a minute and 20 seconds into the second period, Sweden regained the lead. With a Finnish penalty pending, the Swedes kept possession in the offensive zone. Eddie Genborg left a drop pass for 18-year-old Ivar Stenberg, who walked into the slot and wired a wrist shot past Rimpinen. It was a perfect display of Stenberg's quick release and poise, reminding scouts exactly why he was being considered as a potential #1 pick. But Finland responded almost immediately. Just 50 seconds later, Jasper Kuta corralled a loose puck behind the Swedish net and tried to bank it off the glass. Swedish defenseman Alfons Fry attempted to swat the rebound away, but inadvertently batted it off his own goalie, E.S. back and into the net. A bizarre goal, but it underscored Finland's persistence and their uncanny ability to capitalize on chaotic sequences. The momentum swings continued. Late in the period, Sweden took a 3-2 lead. Hustling behind the net after his initial shot was blocked, Eddie Genborg collected his own rebound, circled the goal, and banked the puck off the side of the net and in off Rimpinen's skate. Another strange one, with Stenberg picking up another assist. The period was a wild ride. Finland controlled long stretches. Daniel Nieminen even rang a shot off the crossbar. At one point, two Swedish defenders broke their sticks on the same shift, forcing Härenstam to scramble. Meanwhile, Swedish captain Jack Berglund delivered a massive open ice hit on Leo Tuva at center ice, energizing his bench. Sweden's second period goals came from crisp puck movement and precision shooting, especially Stenberg's beautiful snipe on the delayed penalty. But Finland's resilience was on full display. Their forecheck created turnovers, and they pounced on Swedish mistakes. Rimpinen remained composed in the Finnish net, despite allowing 3 goals on very unusual bounces. Early in the third period, the penalty parade began. First, Stenberg was sent off for tripping, but Finland's power play could not even register a shot before Leo Tuva took a slashing penalty, nullifying the advantage. Sweden then had chances to extend their lead on their own power play, but the tournament's best unit suddenly stalled. Then, with just under 6 minutes left in regulation, Finland tied the game 3-3. Juuna Saarelainen bulled his way to the front of the net, fighting through a check from Leo Salin-Wallenius and expertly redirecting a point shot from Arttu Velilä. It was Saarelainen's 4th goal of the tournament and a perfect example of Finland's net front presence. The third period showcased Finland's grit and determination. They outshot Sweden, wearing down their defense with relentless cycles and shots from the point. Sweden's offense became tentative. Their passes lacked zip, and their top line was completely neutralized by the defensive pairing of Kiviharju and Daniel Nieminen. In the Swedish net, Love Härenstam remained sharp, controlling his rebounds and absorbing the pressure. The game headed to a 10-minute, 3-on-3 overtime, and the chaos started immediately. Swedish winger Viggo Bjork had not 1, not 2, but 3 breakaways, but he chose to shoot on all 3 rather than deke, and Rimpinen stopped them all. Then, with just over 2 minutes left, Bjork took a slashing penalty, giving Finland a golden opportunity on the power play. On the man advantage, Finnish captain Aaron Kiviharju walked in from the point and unleashed a wicked wrist shot. The puck beat Härenstam clean but rang hard off the crossbar, just inches away from sending Finland to the gold medal game. After a frantic scramble, Härenstam smothered the puck, forcing a shootout. The overtime was all about speed and composure. Sweden created numerous odd-man rushes, but couldn't find the finishing touch. Finland's passing on the power play was brilliant, and Kiviharju's crossbar shot will surely haunt them. Both goaltenders were exceptional. Härenstam glove saves and Rimpinen pad stops were the only reasons the game was still going. The shootout began. Each team sent out its best with goals from Genborg and Stenberg. Through rounds 4 to 7, both goaltenders were absolutely brilliant, making incredible saves. Sweden's Anton Frondell even hit both posts on his second attempt. Finally, in the 8th round, it was Frondell's turn again. This time, instead of deking, he shot low, sneaking the puck 5-hole between Rimpinen's pads for the winner. Rimpinen had made 29 saves in the game, but couldn't stop the final decisive shot. The Swedish bench erupted in celebration, while the Finns slumped in utter dejection. "I blacked out," Frondell said afterwards. "It was an amazing feeling. Happy the last one went in." Swedish coach Magnus Havelit called the game crazy and credited the hockey gods. Finnish coach Lauri Mikkola, though disappointed, expressed immense pride in his team's hard-fought effort. So let's break down the stats. Sweden won 4-3 in a shootout after a 3-3 tie. Finland actually outshot Sweden 36-33, dominating the third period and overtime. Both goalies were outstanding. Härenstam made 33 saves for Sweden, while Rimpinen stopped 29 for Finland. On special teams, both power plays faltered. Finland went 0 for 2, while Sweden's top-ranked unit went 0 for 3. Tactically, it was a clash of styles. Sweden relied on speed and quick puck movement. Finland played a heavier game, winning board battles and creating chaos in front of the net. This contrast produced an incredible seesaw battle. Let's spotlight some key players. For Sweden, Ivar Stenberg validated his top draft status with a goal and an assist. His delayed penalty goal showed off his lethal release. Anton Frondell had 2 assists and the shootout winner, showing incredible resilience after missing his first 2 attempts. Eddie Genborg, a Detroit Red Wings prospect, was tenacious, scoring the 3-2, bodying Finland's depth. And Petri Rimpinen was brilliant, making 29 stops, including those 3 breakaway saves in overtime. Only a perfect 5-hole shot finally beat him. This game was another classic chapter in the intense Sweden-Finland rivalry. It was sweet revenge for Sweden, who lost to Finland in the 2025 semi-final. For Finland, despite the heartbreaking loss, they continued to prove why they are a perennial powerhouse, producing incredible talent and playing with unmatched resilience. With the victory, Sweden advanced to the gold medal game for the second time in 3 years, where they would go on to defeat Czechia 4-2, ending a 14-year championship drought. In a semi-final for the ages, Sweden and Finland delivered everything World Junior fans crave. Early goals, bizarre bounces, bone-crushing hits, heroic goaltending, and nail-biting overtime drama. Sweden seized the moment when it mattered most, avenging last year's heartbreak. The performances of Stenberg, Frondell, and Harenstam signaled Sweden's bright future, while Finland's relentless push highlighted their unmatched resilience. Though only one team could advance,